All right, real talk. I've had fitness uh partners, workout partners who actually changed my fitness journey. And on the other hand, I have partners who made me want to stay in the bed. The difference really isn't about who's fit or who's motivating. It's just little key things that's really the difference in 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 having or choosing a workout partner. I think which is often overlooked. So if you're thinking about having a gym buddy or workout partner, and something just feels a little off, watch to the end of the video so you'll make the right decision in learning how to choose a workout partner. All right. So you already know who it is, your boy Alchemy Fitness. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna talk about something I think that's very important: how to choose a workout partner. When it comes to fitness, I think this is one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life. That sounds like a college basketball coach, right? But really, it is. I think choosing a workout partner is is damn near, if you believe in marriage, is picking a partner for life, like a marriage partner. I'm dead sure. This is how critical this decision is. So we're gonna go over to some of the components that make a good workout partner, or signs that you can look for in when choosing a workout partner. All right, so you already know I got my notes in front of me. All right, because like I said, nobody really talks about this. I got people be trying to sneak and work out with me so they won't pay me, but we're not compatible. Nice try, but one of the things that you have to look for when choosing a partner is number one, and this is a non-negotiable, is reliability. They have to be reliable, not just on a fitness level, but on how much they can lift. They have to be reliable, right? So, for example, if you guys have a set time, like, and you say, "Yo, be here at 7 o'clock at the gym. I'll meet you," and and they start canceling on you, or they're coming late. This is just not this is just not a fitness thing. This is how they live their life. Because small things, all things, everything is connected. So you don't want those habits also to rub off on you, because then it'll slow down your progress and what you're trying to accomplish. All right. So before you commit to anyone, I think these are something that you have to pay attention to. See how reliable are they keeping their word and showing up when they want to? Are they following through what they said they're going to? You're not trying to be their life coach, really. You're just looking for patterns. People always telling themselves through their actions. Okay. So ask yourself, do you trust this person to be consistent? And if it's not a guaranteed yes, where you could be like, yes, I do. If you're like, follow your gut and keep it moving. Trust me, your body will thank you. Another key component, I think, is schedule and availability. A lot of people skip out on this all the time, but your schedule, that's what has to be compatible. If it's not compatible, it's not going to work. No matter how hard you try to fit it. It's like putting a square into a block, or a circle or a square into a block, a circle into a square. Or those 360 degrees is still not going to fit because the shape is different. All right. So let's say I would say you and your gym partner should try to work out together if you can, at least 3 times a week. If you can, 3 to 4 times a week. That's when you know it's compatible. All right. Also, because you want to have a good vibe with someone, but you got to have a plan. You can't just be free willy nilly with your workouts. It has to be intentional, and you have to complement each other. All right, with their availability, and be honest with each other. If you can't make it, or the days and times is off, it's cool. Y'all link when y'all can link. You know what I'm saying? But that has to be um something that has to be discussed at the beginning of your training. All right. Another key component is uh having shared and um compatible goals. That's very important. I do a lot of dual training. So, meaning I train two people at once. They be friends, whatever. One of the questions I have to ask, what are your goals? Because if they're aligned, it makes the training easier. You don't want to have someone who's training for a marathon and someone else want to be a power lifter. It's not compatible, because the performance, the way how we're training is not going to be beneficial for the performance that they're trying to accomplish. All right. So You want them to be in the same direction, and it's a lot easier when you're doing that. So some of the clients I've always had that will do, they'll either try and do body recomposition, they're just trying to get a little bit stronger, build a little bit muscle, build a little bit more muscle, and it's a lot easier for me to train them because they are aligned, and it's easier for them to push each other too along the way as well. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, when choosing a partner. All right. And before you partner up, you definitely want to have the gym talk. And one of the things that you need to cover, because I think it's very important, it's a quick conversation, of course. One, what are you working towards, right? Two, how you want to hold each other accountable, right? So it's like, are y'all texting each other when y'all don't show? Um, or is it that too much pressure? Whatever that may be. Number three, how do you handle your days off? Because days off will happen, of course. Four, are we okay to give each other feedback? Not everybody's open to criticism. So, but if you are, you probably want someone who is as well. All right. All right. So, and last one, this is a big one. You find out if you want a hype partner or you just want someone to coach them to call you out. Neither is wrong, but you have to know the personality. You have to know the type of person you're dealing with. But in order to know the type of partner you need, you have to know yourself. That is key. And then you look for someone who mirrors that, or whether you're weak, they're strong. So that's an important assessment too that you look for in a training partner. All right. So you want to make sure you're on the same page with that. Another thing is what everybody like to talk about are red flags. So these are a couple of red flags that you'd have to look for, right? All right. If your partner, you say your partner up, everything you think is going well, one is if they're constantly trying to compete with you, they're kind of trying to compare their progress with you. Instead of it feeling encouraging, it's feeling more competitive, right? That's a no go, a no bueno, we'll say, right? Another one is they guilt trip you for modifying workouts or resting. That's not support, that's pressure, right? So you probably be like, all right, hold on, probably pushing a little bit. Let me pull back a little bit, depending on how you feel. They're probably like, come on, man, you being soft. Come on, push harder, push harder. But you got to listen to your body as well, all right? Because although you're on the journey, quote unquote, together, it's still personal, all right? Now, another thing is that they're almost ready. They're never they're never ready. They're Let me slow down here. They're always almost ready to start, but they never commit to a schedule. That's until they flaking, and that's no good. You know what I'm saying? So that's another red flag that you have to look out for. If they're always flaking, they're talking about they're almost ready, making you late, they slowing down your progress. Right? This is something that I see often in the gym, just in general is they talk more than they train. We know the gym can be a social place, but I think it's a point where too much talking becomes a distraction, and it kills the intention of your workout. Joking with a friend of mine, and she said, "Yeah, the gym is like Cheers." I'm kind of telling my age. If you ever watched the sitcom Cheers, where everybody knows your name, that's how it is at the gym nowadays. So you want to go in, give your salutations if it's a friendly gym, and then lock in, get to work. All right. Another red flag is energy. They're like energy vampires. You go around them, the energy is just draining. They're bringing you down. So instead of you feeling inspired and pumped, you feel more lethargic and like the life been sucked out of you. That's something you have to really consider. And that's the case, run. All right. And what I would say too, just trust your gut. When making that decision, you know when it's right. Because a good workout partner um should make the hard days a lot easier for you. You know what I'm saying? Not the other way around. Like I said, these are the same principles here that you could take into choosing a partner for yourself, a mate outside the gym. I told you everything's connected. So these are things that you definitely want to look into. All right. Make sure that they inspire you to do better. Like, yo, it was a good push. Thanks for pushing me. You know what I mean? Because still sharp and still. This goes for men and women as well. All right. So give you guys a little homework for this week. Right? Just think about one person that you in your life that you might think is a solid workout partner and actually reach out to them. but have a conversation first to see if you fit. Because just because you don't fit with someone doesn't mean that they're bad. It's like water and oil, you just don't mix. The vibe may be off and it happens, you know what I'm saying? So don't take it to heart. If you want to train with someone, of course, you know what I mean? Because although this is a fitness journey, you don't have to do it alone. You're going to meet people along the way to help you. Like I said, even a lone wolf travels in a pack sometimes. All right. So, but if you find this information valuable, click the like button so it could get through the algorithm and it may reach people who need to hear this. And if you found value as well, someone that may need to hear this, you'll share it. You know what I mean? And also, I have online training and macronutrient coaching. Just click the link in the description and reach out and let's see if we can help you to get you to A to Z in the most efficient manner. All right. So let's not try to overcomplicate things. So this is Alchemy Fitness signing off, where we transfer you from left to gold. Train hard, train smart, train safe. Till next time, peace.